Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak, peace and blessings. There will be a time when mankind will be in their quantity, disbursement, and movement like moths spread out, like that which falls for the light. The institutions that unite us, such as our families, our communities, and our religions, are dispersing as a result of the stress that they've placed on the soul. In the family life, the mistreatment and disloyalty in relationships between men and women has become intolerable. A lack of dedication and responsibility, lack of respect and honor, role confusion. So much stuff going on. So much now that people see marriage as an idea opposed to the preferred way to raise a family. Community life. Community life has taken on a different meaning. It's now pretty much paying a membership fee, placing a vote, and residing in a neighborhood with people. And though we have police, we don't feel safe. We feel the need to carry a gun to protect ourselves due to racism and other things. Though we vote, we see very little improvement in our public schools and other areas. And though we have some healthy food places, there are very few affordable organic food options in our neighborhoods. And even our neighbors, though we have neighbors, we don't feel like we can trust our neighbors. This is the reality of our community life. The religious hypocrisy, religious life has become symbolism, ritualism, and a concert hall, void of changing our hearts to give us the willpower that we need to work towards moral social life, moral society life, moral community life. Again, void of changing our hearts to give us the willpower to work towards moral society, one that protects the marriage union, one that protects family life, and one that honors community life regardless of social class, one that upholds belief in God. Huge problems. These are huge problems happening in our institutions, our greatest institutions, our oldest institutions, family life, community life, and religious life. So we've succumbed to individualism, health conditions, drug and alcohol abuse, adultery, animalistic sexual desires that we have now, all kinds of strange behaviors, and the complete wrong idea of God, purpose, and community. This is what we are. This is what we're becoming as a group. And now all of these mistreatments, hypocritical behaviors have been brought out into the open. Everything is out in the open now. They're no longer in the closet. And this is what pretty much has caused a lot of us to scatter away from these very serious and important establishments that have provided us with protection and comfort that we need, that's essential, and our ability to sustain ourselves, and have been all of this time. So though we clearly have serious issues, there's no argument about that. We've forgotten that if we weren't in these institutions, if it weren't for family, community, and religious life, we would be in terrible condition. We are now just beginning to see the results of a world moving away from its natural institutions. The institutions that provide comforts and essential needs, the protection of the family, unconditional love, strong ties, a support system, living resources, not just a home, a place to live that you live in by yourself, but a home with people in it that care, that you can support, that support you if something happens, caretakers, and then compounded income, more than one income in the home. This is all becoming urgent, and will continue to become urgent. The community life, the comfort of community life. We can ask our parents about community life. What benefits did they experience in their community life compared to what you see today? Sure, it's very different. Neighborly needs were important. There was a whole next level neighborhood watch going on. Accountability, people watching each other's kids, borrowing things, all of that. The responsibility to the community, the comfort of religion, at least a chance to get to know why you're here and to learn about God. Your responsibility to creation, a place to remember and be reminded to do the right thing. We need that. We're always falling off. We need that. A chance to build and bond with others who share your concerns for humanity, your group concerns. So in this, we've become like the moth, leaving the comfort of a garment that houses and feeds and protects us for a light or knowledge that causes us to separate from our condition, but leaves us fluttering and unable to land and establish ourselves. Just like the moth, you open the closet and you turn on the light, and he scatters without realizing what's on the other end of his destination. And in our case, you turn on those lights and you're liable to see anything. All the mistreatment, all of the disgusting behaviors and things we've been doing. But the moth doesn't fall into the fire like other insects. He just flutters all over the light and keeps trying to land, but he can't. Eventually, he's killed or eaten if he doesn't have the sense to go back. And usually he can't find his way back because the light is overwhelming. All these distractions and things, all these things that have happened, it is overwhelming, okay? It's definitely overwhelming. But think about all of the benefits and think about what you're going to do without it. And honestly, there was something about keeping problems, I don't want to say in the closet, but amongst the people that can resolve them, just amongst the people that can help, right? That gave us a chance to protect and repair relationships and reputations and issues. So there's something about putting all your information out there where it's not protected. It doesn't give you the chance to really work on it. And we've lost that protection, right? We don't have any privacy. We have no privacy. And there are consequences when you don't have privacy. So that's something we're paying for, something we've lost and we're paying for dearly. People who do not see family time, community service, prayer, or any other communal or group mindset as a priority have dispersed for something that they've been illusioned is better. But in particular, technology. Technology is wonderful. It's something we need. It's very important. It saves lives. But let's talk about it. Honestly, there's a problem. We don't know how to handle it. We're overwhelmed. Scientists are studying this right now. There's a great concern about this, how we're using technology and the harm it's causing, the damage it's causing versus the benefits. Mental health and technology. What will be done? Millions and trillions of dollars involved right now. It's probably going to be up to you and your moral compass. And these conversations need to be on the table with families and communities. So in conclusion, family life, community life, and the need to follow a prescribed order are given to all created life forms in the form of natural institutions. Can you imagine what will happen if the family life is no longer considered a priority and we just all decide to do whatever we want? What will happen? What will happen when community life is no longer a priority? What will happen if belief in God becomes nothing more than words without any commitment? It would leave us vulnerable to everything. You saw how people were during the pandemic and all the back and forth. No one could agree. There was no real group consensus. Just imagine if everybody acted like that. Just no communal group mindset. We would be done. Even with global warming, we know that's a result of everybody doing whatever they want to do, right? That's definitely a serious problem, and this is just the beginning of it. So somebody's got to take responsibility. We do, as individuals, families, and communities, before we have some problems that are irreversible here. So lastly, let us not scatter away from what I'm saying, away from our responsibility to these institutions by deflecting or by going on with our lives like we're not a part of the human race. So just as there is a moth who leaves the comfort of his garment to head for a light in which he cannot land or establish himself, there are also those who are like roaches who scatter away from the light of truth when it comes. So let us not be like the roach. I hope this will inspire us to remember why we're here and to do better. God willing, we'll take this very seriously. Thank you so much for listening. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings.